can I ask you this, Doctor?
Sure.
A lot of people live to eat. They love to go out to eat, to eat, to eat. They got to go out to eat. Okay, I reverse it. I only eat to live. In other words, you only need so many calories a day, and that's what I do. You know what I mean? And you don't. In other words, if you eat Big Macs all the time, you can keep eating Big Macs, or you can go in there and have a glass of water and something simple and still get by on it. So what I'm getting at is with this liposuction, can you get off 15 love pounds, I call it. We're going on a cruise in January, and I want her to fit this new bathing
What
suit.
happens after lipo
Yes, sir.
is that the body's metabolic rate increases. And you still have to be good. You still have to eat the right things. I'm not saying you not to exercise, but you need to pick the proper exercising. But when you're exercising, you have to watch your body at all times because you can change things you don't want to change. And when you gain weight back, it doesn't go back where you want. It goes wherever it wants to go. So everyone's a different machine. Our genetics are different, and it works differently with everybody. So I'm not saying that I can remove 15 pounds, but I can remove poundage, and I can shape the butt. It doesn't matter the pounds. What it matters is your shape. So let's not look at the scale. It doesn't matter. It's what you look like that's important. So the scale means nothing. You just associate the scale with fat, but what about the bones? What about the muscle and things like that? That also changes the scale. So if people go to the gym, they make the muscles bigger, they may have less fat, but the scale's going up. Fat weighs less than muscle.
Gus, thank you for your call. 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. More of your calls for Dr. Michael Gray of the Michigan Cosmetic Surgery Center and Skin Deep Spa coming up. And if you need more information on Dr. Gray, go to anewyou.com. We'll be back with more of your calls. Rod, stay right there. We'll be back here on News Talk 760 WJR. Welcome back to The Big Story on News Talk 760 WJR. Dr. Michael Gray of the Michigan Cosmetic Surgery Center and Skin Deep Spa is here to take your calls at 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. Dr. Gray, I'm telling people to go to the website, and I'm not telling them to go to the website because I haven't gone to the website myself. I have, anewyou.com. Tell us about that site. It's a great site.
Well, we have an even greater site that we've been trying to launch for the last 9 months. It's frustrating me. It's just so
You're very impatient, aren't you?
Oh, I tell you. It's technologically very advanced. We have a navigation assistant, actually someone that comes on board and actually is there on the screen talking to you and directing you through the whole site. It's just a matter of getting it. It's so complicated, getting it launched. And this site is good, but the new site has just a huge gallery of photos. I mean, like I said, I have about 28,000 people, but we haven't really spent a lot of time. We've been so busy in my office. We haven't really spent the time updating our site. We put some photos up there, but we have books and books and books and discs of photos of patients that we've operated on, testimonials of people. It's just now with the new age of everything's on computers, we've been trying to launch this new site. So this is the old site that people are going to be looking at.
Which is still wonderful.
Right. But the new site will even be more wonderful.
When do you think you'll be ready to launch it? You've been trying to.
I said I want it in the next month, but
if it was you, it'd be yesterday, right?
Right, exactly. Hopefully within the next month.
All right.
It's going to be up there.
800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. Let's go to the phone lines. Rod has been waiting patiently. Rod, what's your question tonight?
Hello. Thanks for taking my call.
Go right ahead, Rod. What's your question?
I have a mole on my face I've had since, actually I can't remember, but it's about the size of a pencil in. It's right above my lip on my right-hand side. I was wondering if he could cut that off or laser and what kind of mark it would leave.
Well, if it's small, I'll probably leave a small mark. If we're shaving it off, I'll probably leave no mark. So basically, just come on in. I'll take a look at it. The consultations are free. There's no charge to talk with me, and we can go over what you want to do.
Rob, thank you for that. And Dr. Gray's number is 248-538-3333. 248-538-3333. Steve has a question from Detroit for Dr. Michael Gray. Steve?
Yeah, say I have a question about rosacea. My primary physician had diagnosed me with that, and I was wondering if there's something in my diet or what I'm missing to correct the problem.
You cannot correct the problem. I can. I'm the one trained for this. Basically, to correct this, you'd have to come in, and we use Limelight, which will basically, they're capillaries, very small. They give the red hue, like when you get flushed from running, the red hue of the capillaries, the blood pressure goes up. And this is a permanent hue because they're there, and basically the laser will just seal them shut, and they will go away. And it doesn't hurt. I've had it done just last week on my face.
Steve, thank you for your call tonight. Let's go to Doris at 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. Doris from Toledo.
Yes. I would like to know, I have been wondering about getting a face uplift, a nose job, and I kind of undecided, and I have heard that it was a kind of a dangerous operation, and because I do have some health problems.
Well, we're going to take all that into consideration when we see you in the office. What you have to do is basically be educated. It's not a dangerous procedure in the right hands. People who are experienced do this all the time. It involves the skin. It's not a big deal, but it's something that you're going to have to sit down with me. We're going to have to go over, and we're going to take all your medical history from you, review it with you, and then we'll see where we go.
Doris, thank you for your call. 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. Pam from Clinton Township has a question for Dr. Michael Gray. Pam?
Yes, hi.
Hi, Pam. How are you?
Good. I wanted to know, I've seen it on TV, if you do that Brazilian butt lift and what's involved with that.
Basically, the Brazilian butt lift is transferring fat from one part of your body to another. And basically, it's not really a butt lift. It's a butt enlargement. Okay? So basically, we can inject the fat into different parts of the body. The buttocks is one of those areas, and we can enlarge where you're deficient. And it gives the appearance of a lift, but basically it's just filling you out. A true lift actually involves an incision, which we try to avoid.
How many lifts do you think you do?
I operate about 10 people 3 times a week, so about 30 people a week. And of that, I probably do about 5 a month, Brazilian butt lifts, which is what this is, actually just transferring fat. But we do, today I did 2 people, we transferred fat to the cheeks. One of the biggest things that happen when you diet, and these were young girls, is that they lose it in their face, and they have no shape to the mid portion of their face. So what we do is we transfer fat. It's like smiling.
Okay.
And it, like in my face, I smile, you see the volume restore, I look more youthful. So it restores the volume to that area, and it's just your fat.
We get a lot of men, too, who have called in the past, and I want to, talk about this again before we go, about the wrinkles, the lines in the forehead. And a lot of men will call and say, how can I get rid of the lines in the forehead? That's something that you can do.
Botox. Botox is the only chemical in the universe that we have to do this. And those wrinkles in the forehead, crow's feet, between the furrows of the brow, those are due to the muscle. Initially, you paralyze it, they go away. Over time, if you neglect them, it will become a true wrinkle, and then you're going to move into laser surgery. So I do Botox there, see?
Okay, all right.
You guys see out there?
And what about lips? So people who come in who want to have fuller lips.
Very common. We have injectables, fillers, that can do it temporarily, Restylane, Juvederm, and we have more permanent options that are Alloderm.
Let's go to the phone lines once again, 800-859-0WJR, 800-859-0957. Michael's calling from Cleveland. Michael, good evening.
Hello. I have a skin tag on under my left armpit and some in my, by my inner thighs, and I was wondering what causes those and if you can remove those.
It's typically a virus, and it could be removed very easily, but just snipping it. It's gone.
Oh, okay.
Or we can tie a string to it and attach it to a door.
Oh, my God.
Like a tooth.
Artie, but I mean, is there...
No, they're very easy. We just snip it off. If you want them numb before you snip them off, that's fine. It depends on how many you have and how uncomfortable it'll be.
Yeah, there's about 4 or 5, and they're small.
Very simple.
Okay, great. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you for that call, Michael. newyou.com is the website. Dr. Michael Gray, it's always a pleasure speaking with you. We always learn a lot.
Yes, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And tell us once again your phone number, because I'm sure people are going to be calling tomorrow wanting to know how they can talk to you and sit down and have that consultation.
I'm going to give my office phone because last time I gave the cell and it just blew up on me. It's 248-538-3333.
And you're located once again?
It's in West Bloomfield off of Daly Road.
Okay, very easy to get to. Dr. Michael Gray, thank you for coming in.
Thank
really
you.
Appreciate it.
Thank
you for listening to The Biggest Hour on Detroit Radio. My producer tonight is Rosanna Kelly. My engineer, Dana Eason. I'm Lloyd Jackson. Have a great night. Remember that the Coaches Show coming up next, followed by Mark Levin. Once again, I'm Lloyd Jackson. Have a great evening. And you know, if it's big news, you'll hear it here on The Big Story.
Talking about what matters to you. Catch it live on News Talk 760 WJR AM and stay up to date online at WJR.com.